Bum, 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 bum. Welcome back, my friend. This is BjjBrick Quick, the podcast where I don't edit out my slip-ups unless they're catastrophic. I guess the worst thing that happens is the dogs bark. This is your quick Jiu-Jitsu podcast. My name is Byron. Rolling in here talking about flight, talking about the Wright Brothers. I just read the book The Wright Brothers by David McCullough, kind of covering some of the ideas I picked up in that, and we're flying those back onto the mats. So the Wright Brothers, as I discussed earlier this week, they moved out to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. They had no support out there. They had to open up a business. And these guys, man, some people just have an ability to, fix things. We all know something like this. They repair something. They're just good with the mechanics behind just things in general. My brother's good at this. Something's broken, he could usually fix it. Doesn't really matter what it is. Me, I'm pretty good about breaking stuff. If you need something broken, let me know. I do fix a few things, but he everything from fixing my phone that has a cracked screen to helping me a couple weeks ago install a gas stove or a gas cooktop in my kitchen. I don't know. Some people are handy. These guys were super handy. And what was the latest rage back then in the early 1900s? Bicycles. Man, it really opened it up. Your ability to hop on a bicycle and take off is people are walking around. And bicycles were gaining in popularity, and the Wright brothers were interested in bicycles to a degree. They opened up a bike shop out there, and during the days, finding flight was their part-time hobby, obsession, their jiu-jitsu, if you will. But the main thing they did to make money was work on bikes. The airplane thing cost them money. Eventually they sold the airplanes and made money and did that in Europe, that sort of thing. But it was a cost. The bike shop paid for their passion for flight. But here's the deal. Gather around, my friends. It was very similar to working on bikes as to, heck of a sentence there, Byron. Building a plane, the mechanics behind attaching different things and screwing things together and repairing the bicycles and working on spokes and gears, working with the metals. I don't know. These skills were very similar to actually building an airplane. It was perfect. You think about a bike. It's relatively lightweight. Back then I'm sure they were heavier. But I would imagine a lot of the tools they would use to repair a bike, they were taking with them to work on their airplanes. Super similar skills. Somebody once said, and this was in the book I was reading, that they kind of laughed at the Wright brothers. They're like, a bicycle repairman will not make the first flying thing. And this excluding like balloons, hot air balloons, that sort of thing, Zeppelins. It will be a watchmaker. Because it's going to be tiny. It's going to be like a little insect. It'll take off with little mechanics of it that are similar to a watch, like a little spring in there or something. Interesting quote. Wrong. But they use their skills as a bike repair shop people. Man, I'm struggling with my sentences here. I apologize. This one's been bad enough I could scrap the whole thing, but we're steamrolling this thing. Anyway, they use those skills that they picked up and fine-tuned in the bike shop to build an airplane. So you show up at jiu-jitsu. What skills do you have? Maybe none. Maybe you have decent cardio. Maybe you're kind of strong for your size. Maybe you wrestled. Maybe you did another martial art. Where's your bike shop? Maybe you're a creative thinker. Maybe you're a good learner. Man, what a good skill that would be. You come in with nothing. No martial arts background. No sports background whatsoever. If you're good at learning, I'd like to watch that person over a couple of years. You're going to take off in jiu-jitsu. I'm not that great at learning. Most of the techniques I've learned, I forgot them. Anyway, what's your bike shop? Try to figure that out and try to play on that. Make it better. It might just be your wrestling base. And maybe you rely too heavily on that. It might be that judo base, and maybe you rely too heavily on that. Maybe you get frustrated because people don't want to stand with you anymore. I don't know. But I think all of us can look into our lives, and here's one that kind of surprises me because you don't know it until you actually get on the mats with it, is people who work with their hands, like I guess like a bike shop. Here in Wichita, one of the main industries is airline, making aircrafts. And man, I am tongue-tied today. Is making aircraft. So we get a lot of people who come in who work on machines all day long, and they got super strong hands. They have super strong hands. I'm getting frustrated with myself. Anyway, they're super strong. And that's an important skill, to have strong hands. Like their bodies may not be real strong, but they get that grip. And I always, man, you have a good grip. What's up with that? I'm like, yeah, I turn wrenches all day long. Oh, that's cool. That'll help you in jiu-jitsu for sure. That's their bike shop. So what's your bike shop for jiu-jitsu? Think about it. I can't tell you what it is. I have no idea. But you have something in your off-the-mat life that you can maybe lean on a little bit to get better at jiu-jitsu. Hope you've enjoyed the podcast. If you want to support the show, go to Patreon. There's a link on BjjBrick.com. You can go there and find us, or go to Patreon, type in BjjBrick. Hopefully you're supporting several things that you appreciate. We get to a goal of $100 a month, which seems kind of reasonable. And I'm going to up this thing, and I'm going to try to produce an episode every day and not skip the weekends. That's the goal. Anyway, go out there. Hopefully you speak in a more clear and concise way than I did today, and don't mumble up your sentences and use the wrong words. Have a great day, and stay sweaty, my friends.